Hey you guys, I got a bad connection there for a minute, so hopefully this is going to work for us today. But we are on Planvember day 13 now, and it is Friday, so happy Friday. And I am just going to get us set up really fast while we're waiting for people to hop on into our live video feed, and then we will get started with our page today, which is going to be a big view project planner. So basically just assigning your big projects to a certain month throughout the year. Hi Alicia, good to have you here. It says journaling with Page Flutter. I'm here. Yeah, I'm here. That must be my VA. That must be my assistant. She might be signed in as me. So hi Alice, hi Amy, good to have you guys again. I'm gonna get our link shared out really fast and then we will get started. So I'm really excited that it's Friday. So I don't know about you guys, but I am ready for Thanksgiving. So I get to start planning and cleaning and cooking today. Not really cooking, because I think I told you guys I totally cheated this year and ordered everything for Thanksgiving. And we're just gonna stick it in the oven and not cook, and we're gonna sit down and enjoy the football and have an enjoyable Thanksgiving. If you love cooking, Thanksgiving is the holiday for you. If you don't, then you have to find another way to enjoy it, I think. So, hi Dawn, happy Friday before Thanksgiving. Okay, so I invited a couple people from some of our favorite groups to join us, and let's see if there's anything else I need to do. Oh yeah, I promised you guys that I would drop these links. I'm just gonna drop probably the most useful ones right here in the comments section. And then if people come in asking what things we're using, then the links are there for them. Okay, so we've got those. All right, so let's get started. So yesterday we did, hi Gina, yesterday we did the goal planner, the annual goal planner. And that went really well. I think we ended up with a nice 2-page spread there. So this is what we did yesterday. I have not made this into a printable yet. I meant to get to it last night, but it was just a really, really busy day. So hi Rhonda from Seattle. From Tacoma. Okay, I've been to Tacoma. So I haven't made this into a printable yet, but I'm going to. So I'll have, over the weekend, I'm going to be working a little bit on the printables. So when we come back from Thanksgiving on the 27th of November, then I'll have some new printables in the vault for you guys. Let's see. Hi, Candace. Oh, you got the book. Good. Oh, I'm glad you like it. Hi, Amy. Good. I'm glad you got your vault printables. Okay, so let's get started here. I have high ambitions today, and we'll see how it turns out, okay? Let me get you guys turned around. Make sure now's the time, if you have a friend that you think belongs in here with us, go ahead and tag that friend and invite them to come play with us. And we will be done. Why can't I do this today? What's going on here? Okay, there we go. That's a little bit better, huh? All right, so this is the one that we worked on yesterday, and I will do the flip through for everyone just in case they're new to the series. And I'm going to really try to stay on schedule today because yesterday went really long. And I know that affects you guys because you have things to do, and it definitely affects me because it puts me a little bit behind schedule on getting the posts up and making those printables and things like that. So, okay, so here's what we're doing with these live videos. I'm trying to do excuse me. Ooh, okay. I have like a tickle in my throat today. I don't know what's going on. Excuse me. Okay. I'm trying to get moved early from my current journal into my 2018 journal. So I've been using this for the last month or so, and I'll probably run out right around the end of the year. And then this is going to be my first journal of 2018. So I'm moving from a Rhodia goal book into a Scribbles That Matter, only because I haven't used Scribbles That Matter yet, and I like trying new brands so that when you guys have questions about them, I can answer them. So I'm in it, and I really, really enjoyed the goal book. Let me just make that a point of that. This has been one of my favorite notebooks that I've used so far. So but I'm going to be moving into the Scribbles That Matter. And this is the Pro version, so it has less, doesn't really have a lot of decorative elements on the cover, which I like. I like being able to personalize things myself. So, okay. This one does have a pre-printed key and a pre-printed index, and I have not filled those in still. I've got my word for the year, which is gratitude. There's a printable of that in the vault. I've got my year at a glance, which we went through on day 3. We did this doodle page on day 2, and that's a printable in the vault as well. We did a birthday and holiday wheel, and it goes birthdays inside and holidays and important dates outside the wheel. And I think what I'm going to end up doing on this one for you guys, because I've had such trouble getting these colors to come through on the printable, because I did it in colored pencil, I think I'm going to make a black and white version of this for you, and you can color it yourself in whatever colors you choose. I hope that doesn't disappoint anybody, but I've just been having a heck of a time getting that to come out on the printable. So, okay, and then we move into long-term planning, January through April, and I have 1 line per day, and I can usually fit 2 appointments on each line, and then I can squeeze a 3rd in if I just use a page number, and then these just go through December. And then when I start getting towards the end of the year, I can start sticking appointments in my 2019 overflow page here, which is very handy for me because I'm a very long-term planner. I have a monthly recurring task tracker, so anything that happens on a monthly basis that I need to keep track of, then I have in this recurring task tracker. I have my planning routine, my journal checklist. The journal checklist and planning routine kind of go hand in hand, and they actually contain a lot of the same information, but it helps me to have them separate. That's just how I plan. But so I outline and formalize my routine so that I know I have regular times that I have to sit down and do my planning, and that just helps me stay organized. I have a chaotic mind, so to have a very structured life keeps me balanced and keeps me in order. So then I have my journal checklist, which is if I'm going to create a page in my journal, mainly a monthly page, and I'm going to be moving things around, say from my birthday tracker, and I need to move birthdays to my monthly tracker, and I need to start moving appointments from my monthly tracker to my weekly tracker, that's where things start getting lost. So this is just a very clear linear way for me to do it so that I can go through it point by point and not lose anything. Then I have just kind of a fun quote to lead into my 2018 pages. And I did this as a coloring page, so this one's in the vault for you guys as well. And then we made a watercolor dashboard using Tombow dual brush pens, the Galaxy ones. And this was a fun one to make because everyone helped with it and everyone threw in their ideas and, you know, helped me pick colors. And 2018 is the year of the dog, hence the paw prints. So we had a lot of fun with this one. I really liked how it turned out. And then because the watercolor bled through just a little bit, I glued page 16 and 17 together, 17 to 18 I guess. So then we skip from page 16 to page 19 here, which is okay. I don't mind doing that. But and then I've got personal goals and professional goals. So I will put my measurable goals in these boxes, and I'll have a clear action plan. And these are going to be very measurable. I'm going to have I'm going to have a very specific objective with these. And then I have these areas down here which are a little less defined. They're more like, they're not very measurable, but they're nice things to work on. And so I kind of put them on a 1 to 5 scale from not doing so great to doing really fantastic. And I'll just put like a little tick mark above my starting point, and then at the end of the year I'll reassess myself and then put a little tick mark and see how I think that I've been doing at the end of the year. So that's kind of how that's working. All right, now we're into 2018 big projects by month. And this page, I'm kind of, let's do like a little option. So I'm gonna need to put 12 months on this 2-page spread. So I'll need 6 on each page. And I figure I can either do boxes, which are fairly easy to do, or I can do circles and do sort of a bubble per month. And so I figured I'd give you guys the option on that, which one you'd rather see. demonstrated. And then that's just going to be basically for my goals. I'll look at my goals and then I'll think, okay, in order to accomplish these things, what am I going to have to do this year? And I can start assigning big projects to a month so that it's sort of spread out and I can tackle it a little bit better. And this was something that I saw Kara from Boho Berry did something similar, and she had, I think it was specifically for her blog. I think she did it about a year ago, if I remember correctly. And that to me seems like a very common sense way of approaching it, of just, you know, having little holding areas for different projects throughout the year. So that's kind of what we're going to do. So let me make sure that I've got all of my comments coming in. So, okay. Hi, Carol from Long Beach. Okay. Circles, circle boxes, circles, circles. I've got more circles, more circles. Okay, awesome. What does BOG mean? BOG. I'm not sure. Are we reading it somewhere? Where are you seeing that, Amy? BOG. Maybe, let's see. BOG. I am not sure. I'm wondering if I just had bad handwriting. Oh, big, like big projects? Maybe that's what you're reading? Like big projects by month? I guess that's all subjective. A big project for me might be cleaning out a closet. I don't know. I guess that depends on who you are, what your big projects are going to be. But anyhow, let's get started. So I'm going to leave a little bit of a space for a header because I want to make sure that I say that this is my big project planner. Big projects by month. Unless, did I make a typo? It says Boglook. Does it say that in the Facebook page? Like in my little Facebook? Let me go see. Yeah, you're right, it does. Thank you, Amy. I've got a typo here in my header. I think that's what she's talking about. Okay, I can fix that. I'm sorry about that. It's not Boglook, it's Big Look. Okay, so I'm gonna let's leave 5 squares here, and we'll do this in pencil. You guys have seen my on-camera math fails. Oh, my nail polish just came off onto my paper. Well, that's good. I should have put on a top coat, I guess. All right. So I'm just going to kind of create a little bit of a guiding line just to see what I'm working with. So if we remember correctly, I numbered the back of one of my pages to see how many squares I actually am working with. So yeah, Amy says she thought maybe BOG was an acronym. It definitely could have been. I should have gone with that and been like, oh, it's big, over the horizon, gonna make a lot of progress projects. I totally could have tried to fake out on that one, right? Okay, so then we can kind of tell how many squares I'm working with. So I've got 37 squares total vertical that I'm working with. And if I lose 1, 2, 3, 4 rows, then I'm only going to have 33 to work with. In order to get 6 months on there, I'll need 3 rows. So I could assign 11 to each row, 10 if I'm leaving a space. So let's go with 10 for each one, and we'll divide it by 2. So that sounds good to me. And if we're going to do circles, that means that I need to make sure that my circles kind of fit in a 10 square area so that I can fit them all in. And I could overlap them just a little bit, and we may end up doing that. And I think I'm going to do these in pencil just to see how they look first. I know I say I try to dive in with pen whenever possible, but just because this is kind of a dynamic thing. Let's see how it goes. Okay. And sometimes with these circles, you have to try once or twice to find the right size that you want to work with. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That would put me at 10 boxes right there. And then if we skip a line for spacing, these squares that I'm making right now are just kind of going to be guides. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and then the last 2 will just end up at the bottom there. So if I want my circles to be about that size, what I can do is use my little, I'm using my Helix and Circle Maker tool again. Hi Elizabeth, glad you could make it. So I'm gonna use this guy again, and I'm just gonna center it right here in the, so if my boxes are 10 high, I'll center it in the 5th, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's gonna go somewhere in here. And then I wanna make sure that my circle roughly stays, I had to plug my phone in today so that you guys wouldn't, and I'm kind of getting tangled in the cord. Okay, so let me readjust. All right, so then I'll pick a dot that sort of lines up with about the same height as that pencil line that I made. And for me, that's gonna be this one. And I'm gonna mark it because I don't wanna lose that dot. So I'm actually gonna kind of make a mark around it with a really bright marker, bright pen. And this is one of my Tombow twin tones, the dual tips, that they have a fine side and a thicker side. But that's what that is. Okay, so I've centered on my X and I've picked a circle. And here we go. Let's see how this turns out. Maybe a little small. Let's go for something bigger. There we go. So I'm gonna move it out one more. I'll erase that one, and I like this guy right here. Okay, so then I can just repeat that elsewhere on my page. I'm not sure I'm happy with this size, but I think it's kind of gonna have to do, because with the circles you lose a little bit of space because of the corners. But that's all right. We'll just do it that way and we'll see how it looks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's my center. Center it again. Okay, and I've got my marked dot there, so I know which hole to use. Always mark them, because I've tried just counting, but then I forget which side I'm on and I end up counting on the other side, and these holes give you a different size circle than these holes, just very slightly different. So, hey, Alicia's still here. So, can I pick on you a little bit, Alicia? Is that okay? So, I got a phone call from Alicia yesterday. If you guys were in here, you remember I was like, I'm getting a phone call from my friend. I guess we know who doesn't watch my videos. Anyway, I told her that story afterwards, and we kind of laughed about it. Because we try to watch each other's videos as much as we can, but you know, we both have schedules that don't always match up, and then we can't keep track of each other's schedules. So we laughed about that yesterday. It was fun. So, all right. Yeah, these are going to be fun. I think maybe we'll, at the very end when I go to decorate them, maybe I'll decorate them like bubbles. That would be kind of fun, huh? So, and I think mine sort of overlapped a little bit. Why did that happen? I mean, I marked my circle, right? I did. I don't know. I don't know what happened there. So, okay. And then, here we go. Last one. Let's move that one up. I'm not happy with that. Okay. Yeah, okay. This is working. All right. So that's what that's going to look like on, and then we'll have that on each page. What do you guys think? I'm kind of losing a lot of space doing that. But I think, Paula, this is the Helix and Circle Maker, and I linked it in the comments. If you scroll up, I linked it in there. So, hi Heather, glad you could join us. Okay, so we'll go ahead and try this. I just wanted to see how it looked before I started actually making any circles. We'll go ahead and try this and see. I think I wish they were just a touch bigger. I think I'm gonna have to overlap them. I'm just not crazy about the way that that's turning out, to be honest. So if I overlap them, which is why we started in pencil, I guess, but if I make them a little bit bigger, I want to see how this would look. So if I start there, yeah, I think that would work better if I make them just a touch bigger, because then I can overlap the circles a little bit on top if I need to keep them on the page. So let's do that, guys. I think that's gonna work a little bit better. So, okay. Let me get back to my dot here that we wanted to use. Okay. All right, and we don't usually have to do so much. I just broke my pencil. I have another one. I always have another one. Okay, so for my friends who are in the US, who are doing Thanksgiving next week, I'm wondering what kind of cool Thanksgiving traditions you guys have. Does anybody have any fun Thanksgiving traditions that they do? Like, do you guys watch the parade? Do you watch, you know, the football games? What do you do? That would be interesting to know. We don't really have any specific traditions, I don't think. We just kind of do the meal, watch a little football, hang out and relax, and we try to do low stress, easy Thanksgiving. Like, I don't want any arguing, I don't want any drama, so we just kind of hang out and relax and enjoy each other, which is kind of nice. So, yeah, this is looking a little bit better, I guess. They look about the same, but I don't know. I think this is working. This is working well. Okay. I wasn't happy with a couple of those last time. Sometimes when you get to these edges, this thing won't swivel quite as well, like off the edge of your journal. So I'm not sure exactly why, but I think it's just catching on the corners of the page. So I sometimes have to kind of adjust where I put the weight on the ring. I'm sorry, I'm off camera. I sort of have to adjust where I put the weight on the ring. So just kind of look at that. There, see, now it's turning. It's turning a little bit better. And it's just because I'm on the edge here and the circles are catching on my pages. So that's all right. Okay. I think that's gonna look a little bit better. So I'm gonna go ahead and dive in with the pen, and then I'll repeat those circles on this page. And I'm not sure which pen I'm gonna use yet. I think I'm gonna use a number 3. Yeah, let's use a Tombow number 3. And then I can erase all these lines at the end, and we can sort of turn these into bubbles. If I want to decorate them that way, I can do that. So. There's one. And I really do like this tool that you can kind of adjust the circles just a little bit if you need to, because yeah, sometimes finding just the right thing that you're going to trace to get the right circle just doesn't work. Okay, this one's not cooperating. There. So I just sort of edged it around with my finger because it was sticking on the side of the page there. Okay, here's another one. Okay, and another one. Oh, let's see. So Dawn says they do brunch, so that everyone can spend the rest of the day with the in-laws, etc. If that's what they do. I guess that makes everyone happy. Amy says she's going to donate her time to shelters. Yeah, that's a really good thing to do with your time too. And also, so I've been reading a lot of like the literature that the shelters are putting out lately. And you guys should also, if you volunteer at Thanksgiving, you should consider, or even if you don't volunteer at Thanksgiving, you should consider volunteering the 2 and 3 weeks following Thanksgiving or Christmas, because that's when they have the lowest level of volunteers, because everyone just showed up and volunteered for Thanksgiving. So then a lot of times they're, like their time is allocated other places after that they sort of used up their quota. So if you can do that, if you can go like the 2 and 3 weeks afterwards, that also helps out the shelters a lot. I totally moved my stencil, and now it's gonna be all crooked. It's sticking right now to the sides of the pages. So yeah, I messed that one up. Okay. Oh well. It's just not working for me today, guys. It's just not working well because it's sticking. All right. There we go. That one worked. Okay. And then I'm just gonna do these over here kind of, and I'll just try to line them up at the same height I'm just gonna use my, my dot grid as a guide. Okay, there's one. There's another one. Okay, there's that one. There, see, now we're in a good rhythm. I don't know why. Sometimes you'll just hit one spot on the page and it starts sticking and you just can't get the thing to turn. But usually it works really well for me. There we go. Okay, there's that. And there's that. Okay, so now we've got all of our month circles that we're gonna need. And I'll just have to clean this up. When I make the printable for you guys, I'll just clean this one up a little bit in Photoshop so that you won't have those lines that I kind of messed up. So, Karen, if you're asking about the circle maker, if you scroll up in the feed, I dropped the link in the comments for you so you can see where I got it. I got it on Amazon. So, ooh, Yvonne says she makes cherry delight for dessert for Thanksgiving. That sounds good. Okay, awesome. So now that we've got our circles made, these are going to become, we'll have one for each month. And I'm probably just going to do like a little bit of a label along the top kind of left corner here. And so we'll have one for each month, and we can do those in different colors if we want. We can do some decorating. And then I'll do a little bit of a header here, big project planner. And I think today I'll do an open face cursive, if we want to do that, like kind of a faux calligraphy, and we'll just do it open face. So I can show you guys how I do that. It's not complicated. It's just a matter of creating an extra downstroke and leaving it open. So let's do that first, and then we'll go through and we can add some color and some, fun little month names to this. So we're going to call this our big project planner. So this is going to be my B. And I'm just going to come in and add another downstroke to it, just like that. Okay. So any place where my pen moved downward, that's when I'm doing that. And then I'm going to stop. I stop my G here because I want to do a downstroke here. And I don't want my line to cross over it. Then I'll pick it back up and give it a nice little detail there on the end. Okay. And then we'll do project the same way. All right, can you guys see what I'm doing? All right, good. So Christine says she never makes big plans. Creating a page like this could be very helpful even if I don't complete it right away. Yeah, that's true. Like if you haven't tried something like this before, go ahead and try it and see how it works for you. This may not be your thing. It may not work for you, but you never really know until you try, right? But I'm definitely the type of person that if I don't plan it, it won't get done. Okay, I kind of had to squeeze project in here because I didn't leave myself enough space, but that's okay. Okay, big project, and then we'll just do planner right here. I need to slow down. I get in such a hurry because I'm live with you guys and I'm like, oh, I have to hurry. I want to stay under an hour, but then I make mistakes. So I'm just going to kind of take my time. And then with L is kind of tricky because you want that downstroke on the L here, but you also have one that's coming up. So I tend to kind of finagle it just a little bit. Like that. And then connect it. Okay. Turn on my do not disturb. So it's my own fault really that I get these phone calls when we're doing this. Oh, there's a fly in here and he's driving me crazy. Okay. All right. I probably should dot my I. There. So we've got big project planning. And then we can go through and we will add, let's add a fun label. Megan, that's basically what we did. She was asking me to hold it up to the camera. So, does that help? So you can see, like, I kind of just took a break where I was going to cross behind the letters. I stopped, did my downstroke, and then connected the rest of the letter because I didn't want the, like, the parts of it, like, where the G and the J swoop up. I didn't want those crossing over the lines that I was making. So, you can. There's nothing wrong with that. I know some people actually like the way that that looks when it crosses through. So it just depends on whichever kind of look you're going for. So we'll do something like that. And then why don't we do one color per circle? You guys down with that? Should we do that? And what color should I color this big project planning? Or should we leave it blank and turn it into, you guys can do your own color. Let me know what you want there. While we're doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and erase some of these lines, these pencil lines, while you guys are letting me know what you think we should do with color. Because I could go ahead and add the month labels in a certain color, or a rainbow of colors, or yeah, we have lots of different options there. So And I like these Tombow pens. They really don't smear very much, so that's really nice. And I am gonna go back in and I will get rid of that little, I had this crazy circle that I made over here. Can you guys see this? I don't know. My stencil was just sticking. Okay, so Megan likes green, and I promised her last time that I would make green because she asked me for green. So we're gonna let's do green. Let's do green, guys. We'll go ahead and do green, okay? And then we're gonna do this fun bright green, this lime green for my big project planner. Okay, and the ones that I'm using are the Tombow twin tone, the ones with the 2 tips on them. So, and I don't know if I linked those for you guys. Let me throw them up there real fast for you, just because I did not. And I've got the link here. I got it ahead of time so that you guys would have it. Oh, it's not letting me add it. Why isn't it letting me add it? Here we go. There. Nope, it still didn't work. Okay, I'll add that for you guys later. The link to these. I'm sorry about that. But they come in different packs. There's a bright set and there's a pastel set. This green is from the bright set. Oh, I got something really exciting in the mail too. I was going to show you guys. No, it's not the paper copies of the book. I really wish it was. I really wish it was the paper copies of my book. I know, you know what's happened, you guys, is that the publisher sent it to the printer, I'm sure. And now my publisher has not told me this, but I'm just guessing that there's probably a big backlog at printers this time of year because everybody wants to get their books out before Thanksgiving and Christmas. And I'm sure that we probably just got stuck in a queue at the printer. And I know they're trying to finish them and get them out, the paper copies anyway. But yeah, it just, how it goes sometimes, I guess. So let's do, I'm going to show you guys, let's do just like a nice little non-cursive kind of a brush lettering thing. This isn't a brush pen, I grabbed the wrong one. Let's see. I'm going to grab this is a Fudenosuke, affectionately known as a Feud. This is from Tombow. It's just like a tiny little brush pen. It's not anything fancy, but I like it when you have to do these small kind of titles somewhere on your page. So Amy asked, do I use the pastels more or the brights more? You know, I ordered the pastels first, thinking that I would use the pastels a lot more. But then I really wanted the brights because the brights had a black in them and they had some other colors that I really wanted, like a nice bright orange. And so I think I probably use them equally, to be honest. But I really like them. I think they're really nice. So, okay. So let's do January. And I'm kind of just doing the same thing that we talked about before where, you know, you just kind of push down on the downstrokes and lift up on the upstrokes. And we'll just do like a little bit of a, it's not anything fancy. It's just, we'll just do January, February, March, April, May, June, and then we can do the second half of the year on that side. Let's do it that way. February. You can always go back and kind of adjust these if you need to. You don't have to get it right on the first stroke. Okay, January, February. April. Okay, so see how those are turning out? They're just sort of, I gave them a really, like I kept the connectors on the letters real low. So if you put the midpoint of your letter really, really low, then you get sort of these top heavy letters, which are kind of fun. Oops, can you guys see that? I never know which direction to go on this. Okay, there we go. Okay. And Dawn asked, was the Galaxy palette? Yes, the Galaxy palette was another type from Tombow. The Galaxy palette that we used yesterday are the dual brush pens. I'll show you the difference. So these are the dual brush pens, and these are favored by a lot of people who do hand lettering and like lettering artists. And I found out about these from my friend Dawn, who blogs at Dawn Nicole Designs. She is a huge hand lettering guru. That's what she does. That's what she blogs about. And she's good at like graphic design and stuff. And that's what these look like this. So they've got a thick tip on them that's not a brush pen. And then they have this side that is a brush pen. And it's much bigger than what I'm using right now. You can kind of tell the difference there. So hopefully that helps you. So, yeah, but they're a little bit different. The dual brush pens are different from the Tombow twin tones that are really made more for planners. The brush pens are more for artistry, more for hand lettering, and these are made for planners. So hopefully that helps. Oh, thank you, Amy, for saying that. She said that my Instagram photos always look nice. I smeared my nail polish this morning. My finger, it's still bugging me. I use Lightroom to filter my photos, and I have light boxes that I take photos of my pages under a light box, and that helps. That really helps bring out the color. March, April, May. We'll go like this. Okay. March, April, May. Might just come back and touch these up at the end because I'm kind of doing it quickly. And then this will be June. Okay, I'll go up here into July. Be August. Oops, I made that a little bit too high on that letter. That's okay. June, July, August. This will be September. Oh, there's Fat Kitty. Fat Kitty's coming to play with us, guys. September. October. November. And here's December. I'm hoping she'll catch that fly that's buzzing around my head. But she's not much of a hunter, that Fat Kitty. She's called Fat Kitty for a reason. Okay. So, all right, let me kind of answer some comments now that we're done with most of that. Okay. Let's see. So Kathy asked, when you store your pens in the cups, should they be point side up or down? Ooh, I think there are probably differing opinions on this. My dual points, I don't really worry about that much because they have two sides. So I feel like if I use one side, they're going to go back in and they're going to kind of go point up, point down, point up, point down. If you're storing a fountain pen in a cup, you should actually store it point up. because if you store it point down, all the ink is going to flow down into it, and it makes it dry out faster. It makes ink get clogged down inside the tips. So when I store my fountain pens, I store them in a cup, and I store them facing up. So, and it keeps the ink from pooling in the cap as well. So hopefully that answers that. Gel pens and regular ballpoint pens, I store pointed down. And like my artist pens, I store those kind of point up and point down. But ideally, I think that these should probably be stored horizontally. I think that this would probably be a better way for me to store them. I'm just using what I have right now. And I know that a lot of people, especially with these dual brush pens, they will store them horizontally. Because I think that it keeps the ink from pooling in one direction or the other. So hopefully that helps. But yeah. But fountain pens, that's the one you have to worry about. You need to store those point up if you're going to store them in a cup. Okay, so we could, at this point, I will leave this just like this. If this were my page, I might go back and add a little bit more, add some shadowing, add some little light effects, and turn them into bubbles. I could go in and doodle some little bubble glows on there if you guys want me to. If you want them to be bubbles, or if you would rather decorate them on your own, it's kind of up to you. When this goes into the printable, it'll look just like this. So you'll have the months already labeled on there, and then you'll have the big project planning, and then you could decorate them as you see fit. I was thinking that I might add some little bubble lines right here just to show that they are bubbles kind of floating around holding our projects. Alicia says she's super particular about her fountain pens. I'm sure you are, Alicia. Alicia's funny. She's picking at me a little bit, I think. She's funny. I love Alicia. Alicia and I go way, way back to high school, in fact. We were very good friends in high school, and we were roommates in college, and years later, we're still friends. She still puts up with me. Isn't that amazing? So, I get to see Alicia when we go to Snap Conference, actually, next year. Snap Conference is this big conference for craft and creative bloggers, and I went last year for the first time, and I had a great time, and we're going to go again this year, so it should be fun. Okay, so what did you guys think about if we added any bubble doodles, any kind of bubble glare? Do you guys want me to add that, or would you rather have them just be blank like this for when you guys can, and then you guys can decorate them? Yeah, this journal does lay really flat, Carol, and that's one of the things that I have really liked about it. Leuchtturm has a flat lay binding, but I actually got a journal that did not lay very flat. And I'm not sure why. I don't know what happened. And it was this one. And you can see this is a Leuchtturm, and it does not lay nearly as flat. My candle over here. That's probably not a good idea around paper. But so I have my Leuchtturm here, and it's just not laying quite as flat as this one. But my purple Leuchtturm laid perfectly flat, just like this one. So I don't know if it's just, I don't know if I just got a dud maybe, because most of the Leuchtturms I've had lay flat. This is kind of unusual. I think I just ended up having a weird binding, or maybe I broke it in funny. I'm not sure. But yeah, it was really strange. I don't really know what happened. So that one was kind of bizarre. But so far it does lay very, very flat. So let's see. Amy said she's not sure what I mean. Do I have an example? Yeah, let me go ahead and do one in pencil so you guys can see what it looks like for the bubbles, and then we can commit one way or the other, okay? So bubbles obviously create little light reflections, and so you're going to end up with like a little glare like that. And it sort of looks like a curved exclamation point, a real fat curved exclamation point. But, and then that just makes them look like bubbles. So let me hold that up so you guys can see a little bit better. Hang on, let me go the right direction. There you go. Can you see that? So that's what it would look like. And I could do it in gray, and then you guys could either, you know, write over it. You could write over it, across it, so it wouldn't interfere with your writing. Why don't we do that? I'll do it in gray. And then it won't be as obvious. And let me test this gray though on a scrap piece of paper to see how dark it's going to be. See, that's going to turn out almost black in the printable. So I'm going to grab my, hang on just a sec. My tripod is blocking my drawer here. Okay, so I've got, oh my gosh, I've got so many colors. That's a nice light gray, and it probably won't show up quite as dark. So yeah, Tina says that her leuchtturm doesn't lay flat. So I don't know what, I mean, they're supposed to have a lay flat binding. So I don't know if that's just like a quality control issue or if certain colors don't lay flat. I also noticed that there was a little bit of a quality discrepancy between some of the newer colors that they came out with and the ones that I had previously from, you know, a year and a half to 2 years ago. I noticed that there's just a little bit of a quality difference in, and it looked like almost like the cover had been painted. I'm not sure. I don't know if anybody else has experienced that, but I suspect that they were trying to get a lot of new colors out really quickly, and they just weren't able to use the same production methods in order to do that, because there was a huge demand from the US, and so I think that that may have had something to do with it, but I don't really know that for a fact. I'm just kind of guessing at what maybe happened, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not really totally sure what happened there, because they are advertised as having a lay flat binding, and they usually do, but every now and then you get one that doesn't. And like I said, then I had those weird covers that I got, that the new colors were beautiful and I was really happy with them, but I noticed that the texture was just a little bit different. It didn't bother me, and I still would have used it, but I wondered if it was the kind of thing, yeah, that's all. I just wondered if it was affected by the increased demand stateside for their notebooks. Okay. Okay. All right, there you go, guys. What do you think? Kind of fun, huh? Can you see that? It's not as obvious on this camera as it will be on Instagram. But yeah, Carol says that hers doesn't lay flat either. Her leuchtturm doesn't lay flat either. I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on there, guys. I really don't know. And I don't know if it's something that we're doing when we get them, like we're not breaking them in the same way that we maybe used to. But okay, so now what you can do, that we have this page, is you can go through and look at your big goals. Like, let's say that one of my big goals, I will tell you, one of my big goals for this year is that I want to redesign my website. I want it to have a completely different look, including my logo. So I'm going to probably have to I'm going to have to break that up over the course of a couple of months, more than likely. So you can assign, like, in January, one of my big tasks is going to be to accomplish a logo redesign and templates for how I share my social media, and come up with a way that I want to kind of redesign those and just modernize them, maybe just a little bit. And then in February, I'm going to go through with a theme change, and so I'll want to make sure that I get those things done. And then, you know, so I just might break those up a little bit. And then in March, I'll want to do a little bit of tweaking and making sure that everything is working in the new theme, and I'm going to have some things that I'll have to readjust. So another big project that people might have is, like, if you were doing a kitchen redesign or a kitchen remodel at home, then you would probably string that out over, over a few months, probably 6 months or so, because you're going to have to meet with a contractor. You're going to have to come up, pull the permits. You have to figure out what your budget is. You have to order cabinets. There's this whole process that goes with it. So then you might break those up and thinking about doing those things in a given month. And then this will help you plan your task lists for the month so that you can actually get those things done and make them a reality. Because I think what happens with big projects is we really want them to happen, and big goals, we really want them to happen, but it's so big we don't even really know where to begin. So at least this way you can sort of break it up. And Rhonda said she's going to use this idea for her fitness goals. I think that's great, especially because, you know, during certain months you may experience different temptations. In December, you may actually have to be a lot more cardio heavy than you are during other months of the year. I don't know. So I think that's a really good idea, that you could break that up over your fitness goals, and even assign a measurable goal, like by this month I would want to have, you know, to have lost this much weight, or gained this much weight and muscle, or had this amount of body fat percentage change, or whatever your goals are. Everybody has different goals, and they're not necessarily weight loss. So yeah, so there's that. But I will get this made into a printable for you guys, and then you can kind of embellish and decorate a little bit more as you see fit. And if you want to, if you don't want to, you can leave it just simple and fairly plain. But this is going to be a really useful page for me, at least going through the rest of the year. So that's it for today. And this is what I was going to show you guys that came in the mail, though, before we go, because this was pretty exciting. So do you guys know Whitney from Life by Whitney? She blogs about creative planning and journaling, and I really love her stuff, and I've loved being able to connect with her. And she came out with a line of stamps, and she sent me some. So I know you guys had talked about, like, you'd asked me if I was going to make some Christmas pages, and I am going to. So, and I think I'm going to use her stamps in my Christmas page, and I'm really looking forward to using these. They look like a lot of fun. They're really cute. They've got like this little snow globe, and a little Santa Claus, a little skier, which I love, you know, snowflake stars, all the things that you would expect to have in holiday stamps. So, yeah, sorry, there's a little bit of a glare on those, but aren't they cute? So those are from Life by Whitney, and she has really cute pages. She always has really cool layouts to her journal pages, and I'm looking forward to using these and doing a little bit of a review on them, maybe. So yeah, so maybe when we come back from Thanksgiving, that'll be the page that we do. We'll do like a fun Christmas page. So I'm off next week. Let me turn this camera so I can actually see you guys. So I'm off next week for Thanksgiving. I'm gonna take the week off from lives. I think my family will appreciate that. So, and then I'll be back here on the 27th at 10:30 Central. So I'll see you guys then. But in the meantime, I'll be working on getting those printables updated for you so that they'll be in the vault. And then when you guys come back over that long week of absence from me, if you have your journals and you want to start setting up, then you guys can get kind of to the same point where I am. And then we can start exploring whatever techniques you guys have questions about. And I'll show you some other things that I do to prepare a journal when I first get a new one. So that's it. Oh, thank you, Alicia. I'll miss you too. Let's see. Let me see if I missed any others. Any other questions before we go? I think that's it. All right. If you still have questions that didn't get answered here today, then you can always email me at megan@pageflutter.com. And again, I'll post the replay of the video on my YouTube channel and on the website, along with a write-up and all the links that we talked about to things that we have. So thank you, Jane. You too. Have a good holiday. And that's it. I will see you guys back here next Monday, the 27th. And I hope, if you're in the U.S., I hope you have a great Thanksgiving. If you're not in the U.S., I hope you have a great regular week. Okay? I will talk to you guys later. Bye.